Good afternoon. Greetings, everybody. Shalom from Jerusalem, Jane. I'm sitting here in this rental apartment where I have been for the last nearly 3 months. This is a video that I have been pushing off, not really wanted to do because I didn't really know what to say. Lost for words in one way, feeling like no matter what I say, does it gonna make a difference? Is people gonna see this video and just say, oh well, and move on? I'm freezing, I'm cold to the bone, I'm sitting here, I had to put on my jacket even though it's a beautiful day, I'm inside, I'm tired, I'm freezing, cold, I'm tired, I didn't sleep, I'm traumatized because in less than a week we have had 3 horrendous terror attacks. I've been living in Israel now for many years, and I have reported about terror attack upon terror attack upon terror attack. 3 within the last week, and then before that there were several other terror attacks. Last night I went to bed early. Today we were moving all my stuff into the new apartment, and then I'm just gonna spend one final night here, and then I'm moving to the new place. And I was tired and I was in bed, and all of a sudden notification begins to come in on my phone. Horrific terror attack from a Palestinian who came illegally, crossed through the security fence. There was a hole in the fence, and he came into Israel in Barak and with an M16, and he just started shooting people. I chose not to share the videos that I actually have of these heinous acts. He was literally just walking around the street and he was shooting the people that he met. He shot a 29-year-old father who actually had taken his 2-year-old son out in the stroller to just take an evening walk with his little son. And this man called his brother and said, you know, I'm hearing shoots, somebody's shooting, stay inside. And then he came face to face with this terrorist, and he was killed while he was protecting his 2-year-old boy. He shot another man, a rabbi who came in his car, literally just executed him through the window. Police are being called to the scene, and police on motorcycles are coming in, and I just saw the video from the video cam on the body cam from the police officers as they encountered this terrorist. And he managed to shoot one of these police officers, actually a Christian Arab in the police force. His father is also a policeman, and he managed to also shoot the terrorist, but unfortunately this policeman died later of his wounds. So that was 3 Israelis who were murdered last night, literally just executed. Then this Palestinian terrorist executed 2 more people. They were sitting at outside a shop, just sitting having a good time, and he walks up to them and he just blows their brains out. He just shoots them point blank in the head. And I also saw a video of that, and there were blood everywhere, and he even walked back and shot one of them for the 2nd time in the head, and blood was just all over. It turns out that these 2 young men was actually from Ukraine. They were foreign foreign nationals here in Israel. So in total, 5 people were literally executed on the streets of Barak yesterday. The 3rd horrendous terror attack in a long line of terror attacks that we have had here in Israel. So 2 foreigners were murdered and 9 Israelis within 1 week. Shortly after, all the glorification started on Arab news sites, blend amongst Palestinians, all the usual terrorist organizations were out celebrating this, saying that we are coming against the Zionist enemy, and we are coming against the settlers and the people who is occupying Palestine. Sweets was once again handed out in Palestinian cities. This terrorist was from the area around Jenin. He had been in jail before, and sweets were handed out, and of course now he was glorified as a martyr. Everything is on high alert here in Israel. The police went to the highest alert level. More police, border police, military has been called in. Roadblocks are being set up throughout Judea and Samaria. Police, us as civilians are very aware that things has changed down here. So today in the light rail there were 2 Arabs who seemed suspicious, and people were calling the police, and as these men were walking in to the Mahane Yehuda markets, the police approached them and they actually attacked the police and they were arrested. Who knows if that was another terrorist attack that was prevented. So everything is on high alert here in Israel. And again, today, 3 Israeli families had to bury a loved one, literally executed on the streets yesterday. This terrorist was actually a part of the Al-Aqsa Martyr Brigades, which is a part of Fatah, which is the party of Abu Mazen Mahmoud Abbas, which Israel is calling, or which the world is saying this is Israel's peace partner. So it's a very, very, I don't even know how to find words to describe how you feel anymore, because you are so heartbroken and your heart is just gutted, ripped to pieces every time. And again, an Israeli family has to bury a loved one, have to go to the funeral of a loved one who was executed simply because of this deep demonic hate amongst Muslims against the Jewish people. If you thought this was about land, if you thought this was about a 2-state solution, that we are only murdering Jews in Judea and Samaria and in Jerusalem because we want a 2-state solution based on the 67 borders, you are sadly mistaken. We have a terrorist attack in Hadar, probably not pronounced that right, in Beersheba, and now in Bain Barak. So this has nothing to do with a 2-state solution. This has nothing to do with settlers in the West Bank. On Palestinian media, they are glorifying this. Regularly, Muslims are out calling this guy a hero and saying, we killed another settler, and this was in Bain Barak. So all the Israelis are settlers, and they are fair game to just go out and murder again and again and again and again and again. So this is what's going on here in Israel. Everything is on high alert, and you definitely feel things have shifted down in this country. Many schools have canceled outings, field trips for their children right now because of this surge in terror attacks. The Muslim month of Ramadan begins on April 2nd. Israel's defense minister was meeting with the King of Jordan actually a few days ago, and today Israel's president is in Jordan meeting the king to talk about this whole situation, how to damper or how to calm things down, while at the same time this king is telling Israel that Palestinians need to have all right to go freedom of movement and prayer on the Temple Mount, while they are also, of course, allowed to just murder all the Israelis they want to do. The King of Jordan actually went to Ramallah and he met with Abu Mazen. Could he take a 15-minute drive to Jerusalem and have met Benny Gantz here and have met the president here? Oh, no, God forbid that a king of Jordan would actually meet with Israeli leaders in Israel. So it is so ridiculous, and this has nothing to do about a 2-state solution. This is a deep demonic hate towards the Jewish people, where you just go and you kill them wherever you find them. So thank you all out there for praying for all of these victims' families who has to bury yet another one. The 29-year-old man who was murdered as he was protecting his 2-year-old son. He had a wife who was 8 months pregnant, and today she had to bury her husband. the rabbi who was murdered, literally executed in his car. He had 5 children. So for such a this time as this, Israel and the Jewish people, we will always stand with you. We will always speak up for you. God is saying, comfort, comfort my people. When all of this demonic hate is coming against you, you are not alone. We stand with you, shoulder to shoulder, and we cry with you. Some of you have probably noticed that on my social media, Arabs are leaving the most disgusting comments, glorifying these terrorists and mocking the Jewish victims, which is absolutely horrendous. Today is Land Day, where Palestinians, also Israeli Arabs, are marching all over Israel with Palestinian flags calling to liberate Palestine. So this is not a little bit about the West Bank. For them, they want all of Israel. That's why it's called From the River to the Sea, Palestine should be free. And that's why, like one Palestinian wrote on his social media, they were even cheering on that these 2 Ukrainian young men was murdered because they were in Israel, they were in the land, and for that reason they were fair game. So this disgusting, sick idea about liberate Palestine and then you can just murder everyone living here, it doesn't get any more vile, and it should speak to every single stupid, ignorant politicians. Whether you live in Israel, you're an Israeli politician, or wherever you are around the world, you think that this is about a 2-state solution. You are talking about the 2-state solution. The Palestinians are not talking about the 2-state solution. They want all of Israel. They want the Jews out, and they will want all of this to be a Juden-frei country. Jews out and all of Palestine, and that's why we keep having these disgusting terror attacks. For such a time as this, I will always stand with Israel, as I'm sitting here completely heartbroken. So pray for the security forces, the police who is high on alert, who is out 24/7, 365, protecting us here in Israel. Bye.